So we are approaching the end of 2024. And as I look back at this year, I realize that I've spent about £45,000 this year leveling up my YouTube equipment. And that includes a new main camera, a new overhead camera lens, studio lights, tripods, accessories, and a number of other things that, just help things run smoothly in the background. But what is quite noteworthy is that over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I have spent over £1,000 on DJI cameras, microphones, and other accessories and equipment. And it's noteworthy because I've obviously been aware of DJI for a long time. The company's been around for many years now, and action cameras with drones, etc. But this is the first time I purchased any DJI equipment, and now I've went all in. So what I'd like to do in this video is talk about each of these products, just talk about, why I bought them, etc. But then talk about why I've kind of invested into the DJI ecosystem. Now, before I get going, I have to say that DJI have been aggressively marketing their cameras and products this year on YouTube. And by that, I mean that they've paid a lot of YouTubers to, publish reviews, publish tutorials, etc. I've never spoke to them. I've no contact with them. This is not a sponsored video. And this is certainly not a DJI is amazing, DJI is, the perfect company type video, because they're not. But no company is. GoPro have their faults, Sony have their faults. All of these camera companies and technology in general, all products are flawed, they're imperfect, and there's always something that frustrates you, or there's one part of the marketing you don't like. So this is not that type of video. I just have to get that out there. This is just me talking about why I've spent a crap load of cash on everything that you see on the desk here, these products. So without further ado, let's talk about all of this equipment. So this is all of my DJI equipment, I think. You get so many accessories in these combo deals, it is easy to lose track a little bit of what you get. But I think this is everything, and I'm not going to be doing a full review of each of these products here, but I do want to touch upon the main purchases. So this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and here I've got a wraparound adapter here. This is the Osmo Pocket 3 expansion adapter. It's £15. It's really good. You can see it gives it a little bit of protection, but the main thing here is that this allows me to put this in this shell, and then I've got like a GoPro attachment. So it allows you to put it in a really good position in the car. It's quite tight though. It's annoyingly tight. When you get it on, it's a bit of a pain to get it off. But anyway, that is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I'm sure you're aware of what this camera is all about, because this came out a year ago. This came out at the end of 2023. And I think a lot of people are reluctant to buy it now because it has been out a year and they don't want to buy it. And, a new Osmo Pocket 4 drops a few months later. It's one of the problems in tech. Everyone's always got FOMO. They're always scared to buy something and then something better comes out. But it's kind of silly in many ways as well, because if they do release a new Osmo Pocket 4, and I'm sure they will at the end of 2025 or something, then this doesn't stop being a good solution or a good camera. It doesn't. So you need to, kind of go out of that mindset. But as you can see here, the idea behind this is it's a nice little camera sensor. It's got a 1-inch sensor and it's a gimbal, so you don't have to worry about stabilization, shaky cam, and all that. It's really good for shooting vertical and horizontal videos, etc. And it's just a nice wee system here. We've got micro SD card there, but I've found myself not really using that, so I don't mind that this blocks that, because I can just connect the Type-C connection and transfer files that way. But it's very easy to use, and that really is the main reason that I purchased this. I had this on my camera wish list. I've got a camera wish list on a UK camera website, and I keep track of prices. But I never saw it on sale, and I thought I won't get it yet, because in 2024 I didn't need it. It was only when I started to sell some of my older cameras that I thought, oh no, I've kind of lost some functionality there. I've still got my main camera, which I'm recording with, my overhead camera. I've got this old Sony 6500, which I need to sell at one point. But I did feel that I was kind of missing something for many situations to record in the car, quick B-roll shots, etc. And I know everyone says, you know, just use your phone, etc. But I always find it a pain to use your phone because there's always a risk of, you know, someone calling you, text messages, other noises coming in that creep into the video shot. And it's just so good to just have a solution like this where, you know, it's easy to handle, it's easy to operate, and it's easy to get really good video. It's got a 1-inch sensor, but it does punch above its weight, in my opinion. It's quite good in low light as well. And you get so much with it as well. You know, you've got a Type-C charging point down here, so you get that just for a tripod attachment. If I can get it off. I find that annoying sometimes. You push the button and you need to kind of pull it out. But I've purchased this accessory. The box is over here. And this is something that if you've got an Osmo Pocket 3, I do recommend checking this out. This is from K&F Concept. And it's quite good because this will fit onto the Arca base of a tripod mount. But it also allows charging. And look at this. It also has the little GoPro style action camera fingers. It's kind of similar to that accessory. They just give me more flexibility in how I use this. But the idea behind this is that you just kind of plug it in, and now I can, you know, attach GoPro attachments, which I've got, you know, lots of GoPro accessories, but I can still charge at the back continuously, and I can just pop it onto a tripod as well. So really, really good. But when you buy the Osmo Pocket 3, in addition to the tripod adapter here, you get the battery adapter as well for increased battery life, but that also has a tripod mount at the bottom as well. At the bottom of the Action Camera 5, you get this little, I've got this little tripod stand, but this actually came with the Osmo Pocket 3, so this was designed to be used with that. So yeah, really, really good. You've got this cover for it as well. And that's the thing with this Creator Combo. I think I picked it up for £540 or so in the UK. You get the DJI Mic 2, you get the wide angle lens. And that's another cool thing about this is that you can use filters, you can use wide angle lenses, and all you do is just plop the lens or the filter on and you adjust what your camera looks like. So it's really good, really thought out. And that's one thing I do think is that I'm not saying DJI is better than GoPro. Oh, forget this. This is the GoPro Hero 12. I do think GoPro have kind of dropped the ball a little bit over the last few years, and they've went a different direction with kind of, you know, offering different camera lenses and different mounts, etc. They've got the subscription service, which I do actually like. I know a lot of people crap on it, but I do love the fact with a GoPro, you know, you plug it in, it starts charging, and it just starts uploading your files. That's really useful. But I do think if you think about it from a creator point of view, I think what DJI is doing is better as far as their packages, as far as everything really. I think they're just thinking more about the people that are actually recording rather than just putting out the same thing every year without trying to take any risks. So that's the Osmo Pocket 3. One thing to note about this is why buy this and why buy an Action 5 Pro as well. Well, these are very different things. This is something I would trust my 2-year-old son to use. He's not going near this. This is very delicate in comparison. You do have to look after the lens and the gimbal. And even when I've been out and I've been using it, it feels a little bit more delicate in the hand. It's naturally kind of feels a bit slippier, and it just feels like if you drop it, you're going to break something. So this is not an action camera. It's important to realize that it's not an action camera, but it's incredibly versatile. And you're going to see a lot of footage in my videos. You probably have already, but you're going to see a lot more footage in my videos coming from this because it's just so easy to just pick it up, you know, record, you know, a social media post, a YouTube short, or just, you know, 16:9 aspect ratio, a regular video. So really, really good, really, really useful. And I'm glad I've bought it. The next thing I bought was the DJI Mic Mini here, which again, I got the top package and it came with so many accessories with different, you know, connections for your camera, etc. Now, my thinking behind this was, one, when I used the DJI Mic 2, I was really impressed with it. So I was coming from the Wireless Go 2, which I ultimately stopped using because it's not big, but you know, there's more setup involved. But I was really impressed by this because it just connects automatically to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. The audio quality is really good, and if you look at the specs, you know, it's got 32-bit float, etc., so you don't peak. So really good microphones. And then a really good microphone. And then the DJI Mic Mini came out a couple of weeks ago, and I bought that. And you know, this thing is just amazing. You've got a forget it. You've got a receiver here if you want to connect this to your phone. There's a Type-C connection for your phone or for your laptop or for your camera. And you get two tiny little microphones. You've got extra screens there as well. There's two for each mic. And it's just amazing how tiny this is. You can just imagine, obviously it's got the little windscreen on there, but it's just tiny and the audio is really, really good. I will be, you know, recording audio occasionally outside, but for the most part, I'll be using these mics in the studio or around the house or in my car, etc. So these were £145 here in the UK for this package. And it sounds stupid, you know, I've got this and I've got this, but what this does, you know, having three of these mics means that I can use one to connect to my phone or just keep one hooked up to my camera, or I can, you know, use one with the Osmo and use another one with the Action 5. It just stops me from having to, you know, resync mics all the time. Not that it's hard to do it. I mean, it's a first world problem, but yeah, that's why I opted for them. They do look really good. They do sound good, in my opinion. I do need to test them more. That's why I'm saying they do look good. I'm reluctant to say they're the best mics ever after only using them 2 or 3 times, but first impressions are positive. And yeah, very easy sell. Even if you don't have a DJI camera, I think if you're recording with your phone or a regular, you know, mirrorless camera or something, I'd take a look at the DJI Mic Mini. I'd also look at the new Rode, the Micro, whatever it's called. You've obviously got the Holyland Lark. Check those out as well. There are some competitors out there, but I just thought this was a very good package overall. So the last thing that I've got here is the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I've still got some screen protectors to put on here. I'm not sure if they'll fit actually with this case, but this is another DJI product that was on my radar when the new GoPro Hero 13 came out. I was very unimpressed because it's essentially the same camera with some things different. I did a video about that, but it's kind of annoying that the new accessories for the GoPro Hero 13 are not backwards compatible. I did look at the Action 5 Pro at that point, and then I thought, well, I don't need it. But during Black Friday, this dropped from £410 to £290. And this is the Adventure Combo, which came with this ridiculously large, I mean, this goes so long, extension poles, like 1.5 meters or something. You've got the case here. We've got the magnetic mounts as well, which is really cool. You know, I can take this off. Got my GoPro clip here. I love this accessory. And I can put it on there. That itself, I mean, we've got this now in the world of GoPro as well, but that in itself, the fact you get two of those, it's really good. I love the fact that I can just easily disconnect it and put it into a different tripod. I'm going to have to buy more of these accessories so that I can just put them about the place. But really, really good system there. And the other good thing about that with its case anyway, forget it here, is that when you've got this wraparound case, is that you can now go and shoot vertically like that. Really, really cool. Now, as I said, I'm not going to be doing a full review. Get this off now, come on. I'm not going to be doing a full review of this at this point. I mean, I think if you're going for a new GoPro, you're looking at the GoPro 13, comparing it to this. One thing that a lot of people didn't point out initially was that this had a lower bit rate than the GoPro, but they've since remedied that with a firmware update. You can do standard or high bit rate. But from what I've seen online and from what others have said, it's not coming from me. I haven't did enough testing with this yet. This Action 5 Pro is better in low light because it's got a bigger sensor. It's got longer battery life, and it's got 48 gigabyte of internal storage as well. But the new GoPro Hero 13, and I believe the 12 that I've got as well, generally produces a little bit better footage during the daytime. So that's something to take into account as well. You know, I really don't think you can go wrong with a GoPro or an Action 5 or even an Insta. They're all good. They're all kind of high quality. This just ticked a few more boxes for me, and I'm looking forward to trying it out and, you know, using it a lot more. But this is everything here. And what I like about all of this is that, you know, the microphones, for example, I can mix and match and use this mic with the Osmo one day and then use it with the Action one day. Same with the Mic Mini microphones as well. And there might be situations where I am recording with the Osmo Pocket, but I can record a kind of behind the scenes clip with the Action 5 Pro. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility with how I'm recording. I like what they're doing here. I'll leave it at that at this point. I just think with a lot of the little tweaks and all that they're doing things that you start thinking, why didn't GoPro do this a few years ago? But for my own camera situation, I am looking to buy, you know, more kind of portable, like APS-C cameras maybe in the future, or another good full frame camera. But I feel like these cameras were missing from my portfolio of cameras. And what they're doing, all of this, is just simplifying the videos that I want to take. It's giving me more options to what I record. And before I go off, just to say, with the Adventure combo as well, you also get this battery pack as well, which is awesome. You get 3 batteries. One's obviously in the Action camera. Okay, that's enough about the equipment. Let's talk about the main reasons why I've invested in all of this. So what were the reasons for spending over £1,000 in a short space of time on a number of different DJI cameras, mics, and equipment? Well, there were a number of reasons. And if you've got cameras, if you create content, I'm sure you can relate to some of my reasons. Now, as far as the Osmo Pocket 3 goes, this has been out a year. It's been out a long time, but it's been very popular in 2024. So I did see it mentioned a lot, but since this was announced, I paid attention to it. I looked at reviews, I looked at the marketing material, but my situation was a little bit different then. I had different cameras, etc. So I didn't think I needed it just yet. The priority was to upgrade my main camera, etc. But it's a similar story with the Osmo Action 5 Pro. I looked at the announcement when it was launched. I was also looking at the GoPro 13, but I had the GoPro 12 Black, so I just didn't think it was time. But both of these products over the last month have dropped in price. Both of them dropped about £100 or so for these combo packs. And the combo packs that on offer here are really good as far as, you know, the extra batteries and the accessories that you get. So both of these dropped in price to a point where it made a lot of sense for me to buy them. Now, the DJI Mic Mini, it's just out. It's not been discounted. It wasn't on sale, but I was very happy with the DJI Mic 2. So when I saw that this was announced and I saw that the Mic Mini was so small, it's just so tiny. It's just ridiculous how small this is. I really wanted to get this because with the receiver and the Type-C connection, I can connect this to cameras and smartphones and laptops, but these will connect to my DJI cameras as well. And £145, it just gives me the option with the other microphone as well to connect to different cameras in lots of different situations. So it felt like a really good purchase. It felt like the right purchase. Now, the other reason why I decided to invest in all of this equipment, well, it's because of this. See what you're seeing here just now? This little rectangle I'm trying to make with my hands. This is how most of my videos look. This is where I am. I'm sitting here. I'm talking to you guys there. I'll use the overhead camera to show you different products, etc. That's all good. And for the types of videos I do, you know, reviewing tech, looking at different things with computers and phones, etc., that is a great setup. It's an easy setup and it suits me and it suits my circumstances. Got a full-time job. I'm a mobile app developer. I've got a family. So I've got a lot of commitments, so it's just easier for me to come up here at night time, switch on the computer, start recording. It works great. But I want to change that. I'm getting a feeling that my channel is getting a little bit stale. So I want to break out of this rectangle occasionally. I will still sit here a lot, but I want to get outside. I want to do some recording in the car. I want to get outside and take some more footage, and I want to make it easier to do that. And as I've said, I can't find my phone now. It's sitting somewhere. But as I've said many times before, you know, when you've got your phone, it's the easiest thing to pull out and start, you know, recording footage. But the footage isn't always good. You have to worry about messages and sounds and things crashing. I do have other cameras, and I am keen to buy other cameras to record good high quality footage when I'm out and about. but these are bigger and bulkier. And generally speaking, the bigger and bulkier your camera is, the less likely you are to go and take it out. And that's where, something like the Osmo Pocket 3 here comes into its own, because it's very small, it's very easy to take this around, and at any point you can just spin it around, you can go up, you can go down. It's really, really practical, and I just think it's a great solution. And I think having both of these cameras here is going to encourage me to get out more, and it's going to encourage me to record different types of videos and just mix it up a little bit more. The final reason, I think, is something I've kind of touched upon, but audio. DJI have a fantastic audio setup, in my opinion. They call it OsmoAudio, and I really like what they're doing. Now, I've had action cameras since kind of going back like early 2010s, perhaps, or something like that. And I actually had Sony action cameras initially, the reason being that the audio on GoPros were terrible. I switched from Sony action cameras to GoPros, but with GoPros, you had to always use big adapters or big media mod cases. And then even that, you then had to put microphones on top. We are now seeing in the GoPro 12, 13, etc. that you can connect microphones, including DJI mics. You can connect them via Bluetooth. But I just think DJI's audio setup, their microphone setup, is so good. One being that, yes, you get a receiver with the Mic Mini and with the Mic 2, etc. But this mic can connect to this camera with no receiver, no extra cables. You just sync it up, link it up, and you're good to go. And that's amazing that, you can just have one mic, one little camera, hook it in like that. You don't have other wires hanging around. Yes, I mean, you can put a lav mic into the Mic 2, not the Mic Mini, but you can put a lav mic there if you want to do that. But I do like the simplicity of these and not having cables and having less things to cause problems. I just want to be able to point and shoot. And that's what I love about this, the flexibility of just pointing and shooting and not overthinking a lot of footage, of not spending a lot of time setting up shots, worrying about different things. I mean, these cameras have 10-bit color. That's a factor as well that's going to help me, start to color grade things and maybe experiment a little bit more. But I think audio was the thing that really convinced me, because if I'm sitting here, the audio, I can set it up correctly with the microphone. If I then go into the car, the audio will be consistent with that. And then if I start walking around, you obviously have to deal with wind and different things. But the idea is I'm going to have the same kind of audio system for these cameras, whether these are kind of backup cameras for B-roll or whether these are the main cameras for the day. I'm going to have consistent audio. I'm going to have what I consider to be good audio for all of those situations. And I just like what they're doing. And yes, you can buy other microphones from other companies, but I think DJI is the first company out there that's really thinking about what content creators are doing as far as keeping this setup as small as possible. Less wires, less hassle, less setting up. And, when you look into it more as well, like the new Mic Mini, they've got, like auto noise reduction and gain level reduction and different things like that. A lot of things that, yes, they, some people want control, they want to control the levels and all that. But one of the problems I always had with setups such as the Rode Wireless Go 2, which I kind of need to sell now, but this is a great audio mic system. Works great. But what I found was that when I connected this to my phone and then I connected it to my camera, every time I changed the setup, I had to go and then do a series of tests to, find the right gain level, make sure I'm not peaking, make sure there's not any noise in the background being picked up. It was always a lot of setup. And then all of a sudden, what should have been a quick and easy way to record audio became a pain. And then I just stopped using it because of that. And I mean, that's what all of the reasons I've said. Yes, price was a factor, but flexibility, the ability to record good video and good audio in a lot of different situations. That is why I've spent a lot of money over the last month on DJI, over £1,000 on DJI over the last month. And like I said, it is worth pointing out again, the DJI Hero 13, the GoPro Hero Black 13, this is the 12, but the Hero Black 13, from what I've seen out there, it's no better or worse per se than the Action 5 Pro. The situations, especially during the daytime when the GoPro seems to be better, The Action 5 Pro seems to be low light. And there's good and bad things for both of these camera ecosystems and camera solutions. But I do think the audio from the DJI system, for me, that is what's swinging me over to the world of DJI. So thanks for watching, guys. I realized I've spoke about a lot of different things in this video, but I wanted to give you a good look at everything that I've bought here and a good look at why I bought these and give you an introduction to some of these products. You can see here, there's a big world, a big ecosystem of different accessories that you can buy for the Osmo Pocket 3 and for the Action 5 Pro in order to incorporate these into your setup. And the thing is, I'm not even finished yet. I'm looking more at, maybe different suction cups and adapters for the car so that I can record in the car more and other things like that. So I've not finished spending money yet. But I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I hope you've learned a little bit about these cameras and microphones. And at this point, I'd just like to put it over to you guys. Let me know what you think about all of this. Leave a comment if you do have DJI equipment, or leave a comment if you've decided not to go with them. And I'll say it again, this is not a DJI is amazing video. It's not. But I do think that what they're doing in the camera world, a lot of the decisions they're making as far as how they design their products and the features they're adding, for people like me that do want a quick and easy point and click solution, I think they're making a lot of the right decisions. I've really never been happy with GoPro and their massive adapters and things like that just to get simple things like audio working. So I think I've made the right decision. I'll put it over to you guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please do click like, subscribe, post a comment and all that, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Take care.